Hi guys, so today we're going to be learning about linear measure and precision. And we're going to start with your first vocab word here, line segment. Okay. And I'm going to show you the book. Okay. So there's a difference between a line and a line segment. Okay. A line segment has two end points. This is the symbol for it. Note it doesn't have the arrows. Okay. So the difference between a line and a line segment is a line in geometry has arrows at the end and it goes in those two directions forever. Okay. However, a line segment stops in two places, right? And the symbol for it is different as well. Okay. When we want to talk about the measure of a line segment, we just rewrite those two letters just without the symbol of a line segment on top. Okay, so whenever you see something like just AB, it's talking about how long, what the measure is of that segment. Okay. So the difference between a line and a line segment, your line segment should look like this. It has two endpoints, okay, versus your line looks like this, and it goes on forever in two directions. Okay. The symbol for a line segment is this. So if I went AB, write as line segment AB, versus if I had a line like this, it would be written with this symbol on top. Okay, so let's start with example 1 here. Okay, example 1 says to find the length of line CD using each ruler. Okay, so as you can see, the ruler is marked in centimeters. Okay. Starting here at 0 with the C. And as we can see, point D is closer to the 3 centimeter mark than the 2 centimeter marks. So we're going to say that line segment CD is about 3 centimeters long. So line CD is about 3 centimeters long. Okay, it's not exactly 3 centimeters. That's why we're writing about. Okay, so here with the next one for B. Okay. We can see that here it's in millimeters. Okay, each small line is in millimeters, and then each big line here is for centimeters. Okay, and what we can see is that there are 10 millimeters for each centimeter. There's 10 little tick marks here. And then, so CD is about 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 28 millimeters. So here, CD is about 28 millimeters. Okay. Instead of doing the CYP for 1, we're going to move on to example 2. Okay. So here, find the length of AB using each ruler. Okay. So note here that this is in inches, and each inches in this case is divided into fourths. So this is 1/4, 2/4, 3/4 a whole, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4 a whole, right? So what we can see is that line segment AD is about 1 2/4 or 1.5 inches long. So line segment AB is about 1 2/4 or 1.5 inches long. Okay, and then B here. Okay. Here there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 marks for each inches. And so here if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here line segment AB is about 1 8/16 or 1.5 inches long. Okay. So now I want you to try the check your understanding, not check your progress, but check your understanding questions 2 and 4. Write how long they are and then come and check your answer. So this is what you should have gotten. Segment CD is about 35 millimeters long or 3.5 centimeters because there's 10, 20, 30, and then when you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 35. Okay. Number 4, the butterfly is about 1 7/8 inches long. Okay. The inches here is split into 8 parts, and so then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1 and 7/8 inches long. So next is example 3. Find the precision for each measurement and then explain its meaning. So taking a look at your book after example 2, but before example 3, it gives you a definition of precision. Okay? The precision of any measurement depends on the smallest unit available on the measuring tool. Okay? The measurement should be precise to within 0.5 or half a unit of measure. Okay? For example, in part A of example 1, the 3 centimeters means that the actual length is no less than 2.5 centimeters, but no more than 3.5 centimeters or 3.5. Okay? The reason why is because they're in centimeter measurements. Okay? And so half of a centimeter is half of a centimeter. So that's why it's 2.5 and 3.5. Okay, so now if we're looking at example 3A for 5 millimeters, okay, find the precision for each measurement. The measurement is precise to half of 1 millimeter, right? And so if it's 5 millimeters, the measurement is in a millimeter, so half of a millimeter is half of a millimeter. So the measurement is precise to within 0.5 of a millimeter. The measurement is precise to 0.5 millimeters. Okay, so that means that a measurement of 5 millimeters can be between either half a millimeter below that, which is 4.5, or half a millimeter above that, which is 5.5. Okay. So here for B, we have 8.5 inches. Okay. So then half of an inch, we want half of that. So half of a half is 1/4. Okay. So that means the measurement is precise to 1/4 of an inch. The measurement is precise to 1/4 of an inch. Okay. So a measurement of 8.5 inches could be between 1/4 below that, so that would be 8.25 inches, or 1/4 above that, which would be 8.75 inches. Okay. Okay. So now you're going to try 3A and 3B on your own, and then come and check your answer. Okay, so here you go. For 3A, for check your progress, the measurement is precise to 1/8 of an inch. A measurement of 10.25 inches could be between 10.1/8 inch to 10.3/8 inches. Okay. The reason for that is half of a fourth is an eighth. Okay. For 3B, the measurement is precise to 0.5 millimeters or half a millimeter, or if we convert it back to centimeters, that's 0.05 centimeters. A measurement of 12.2 centimeters could be between 12.15 centimeters to 12.25 centimeters. Okay. The reason why is because here the measure is 2.1 of a centimeter, also known as a millimeter. Okay. So half of a millimeter is 0.5 millimeters or 0.05 centimeters. Okay. So that's how we get that. Okay. Moving on to our last example. Okay. So here we want to find measurements. Okay. So for A, we want to find AC. So we want to find the length from A to C. Okay. If we know that this part is 3.2 3 and this part of 3.3, we can add them together, right? So here we know that AB plus BC should equal the whole thing, which is AC. Okay. AB we know is 3.3 centimeters. BC we know is 3.3 centimeters. 3.3 plus 3.3 centimeters is 6.6. And so AC is 6.6 centimeters. Okay. The next part we want is DE. So that's from here to here. Okay. However, what we do know is DF and EF. So we know that DE plus EF here would equal this whole part of DF. Right? So we know that DE, that pink part, plus EF, this small part here, together should equal this whole segment, which is DF. Okay. DE we still don't know. EF we know is 2 3/4 inches. And DF as a whole, we know is 12 inches. Okay. So all we need to do is solve for it. So we're going to subtract the 2 3/4 inches. Okay. So DE equals, okay. One way to think about the 12 inches is think of it as 11 4/4. 4/4 minus 3/4 is 1/4, and then 11 minus 2 is 9. So 9 1/4 inches. Okay. And there you go. Okay. And then C here says find Y and QP if P is between Q and R. QP is 2Y, QR is 3Y plus 1, PR is 21. Okay, so a little bit confusing. We're going to start by drawing the picture. Okay, so we know that P is between Q and R. Okay. It's not drawn to scale. I'm just drawing it with what I kind of know so far. So right now I know that there's Q and R, and QP is somewhere between. I don't know if it's in the middle. I don't know if it's closer to one side or another. So we're just going to kind of draw it wherever for now. Okay. Then I'm going to label my parts. So QP is 2Y. So QP here is 2Y. QR I know is 3Y plus 1. QR is 3Y plus 1. Draw that, 3Y plus 1. And then I know that PR is 21. So PR is here, and that is 21. Okay. So from what I know, right, is that the QP plus PR should equal QR. Okay. And then I can plug in what I know, or substitute what I know. So QP is 2Y, PR is 21, and QR is 3Y plus 1. Okay, so again, QP is the 2Y, PR is the 21, and QR is 3Y plus 1. Okay, so then I'm just going to solve for Y, and then later plug it back in to find QP. Okay, so I'm going to move all the Y's to be together, so I'm going to subtract 2Y here. 2Y minus 2Y is 0. 0 plus 21 is just 21. 3Y minus 2Y is now 1Y. And then drop the plus 1 below. Okay. Then move this plus 1 over by doing the inverse, subtracting 1. 21 minus 1 is 20 equals y. Okay, so I know y equals 20. Okay. The other part of the question asked me to find QP, so I'm going to plug it back in. So if I know that QP equals 2y, now that I know y is 20, I can substitute 20 in. So 2 times 20 is 40, and so the length of QP is 40, right? So my picture was clearly not drawn to scale. It should be about double what this yellow part is, but I didn't know that to begin with, so there you go. Okay, you're going to work on check your progress 4 and then come check your answer. Okay, you should have gotten x equals 15 and BC equals 33. If you got it correct, you can either move on to constructions, that's something extra, or you can start on your homework. If not, here's the explanation for check your progress 4. Okay. So here we know that we want to find x and BC. We're told that B is between A and C. Right? We're told that AC, the whole part here, is 4x minus 12. We're told that AB is x. We're told that BC is 2x plus 3. Okay. Because B is between A and C, we know that AB plus BC will give us all of AC. Okay. Then I substituted their values in for x, 2x plus 3, and 4x minus 12. And then I started using algebra to solve for x. Okay. I combined like terms. X plus 2x is 3x. That's 3 equals 4x minus 12. Then I gathered the x's to one side. Since the 4x was bigger, I subtracted the 3x here. That gave me 3 equals x minus 12. And then I moved the minus 12 over by adding 12, and I got x equals 15. Okay, so that's the first part of the question where it asked me to find x. Okay. The second part asked me to find BC. Since I know that BC is 2x plus 3, and now that I know what x is, I can plug in the 15 for x. 2 times 15 is 30. 30 plus 3 is 33, and so BC is 33. Okay. This last part you see in your book, it is on constructions. Oftentimes in some geometry textbooks, constructions is its whole other unit or part and stuff like that. In this book, it kind of does it as an extension. It teaches it. Sometimes it's in the homework, sometimes it's not, so I don't quite know where in the book it wants it to be. But we're going to just do it because this is my favorite part of geometry. I think it's fun and relaxing, but you are not required to know it. So the thing about constructions, the reason why it's called constructions is because you're constructing or creating something. And with constructions, all you need is basically usually a compass and a straight edge, something that will be straight and helps you draw an edge, to recreate an image. Okay? So the first one is the easiest one. It's copying the following segments. Yes, I know you can do it with a ruler, but how construction started is basically without the use of a ruler or a standard measurement, how we can still recreate something. Okay, so copying the following segments. So the first thing you're going to do, we're going to do it twice. I'm going to copy the segment AB. So somewhere I'm going to draw the line, point, and I'm just going to call it A prime. Because it's going to mimic my point A. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my compass to measure how far AB is. So I'm going to put my pointy end, just my pointy end on A, and then my pencil end on B. Okay, and then here I've now measured AB. And then, leaving my compass the same, I'm now going to move to my A prime. And I'm going to draw an arc. Okay, and so all these points are that same length away. And then all I have to do is kind of connect it to somewhere on that arc. The line is not very good. Okay, and then here will be B prime. And now I've copied that segment. Okay? I just did it up and to the right so that way it kind of looks similar. You don't have to do it that way. You could have put it horizontal. You could have done it vertical. It's really up to you. Okay, so let's try again. So I'm going to copy the segment CD. Since the black wasn't really working, I'll use purple. Okay. So first I'm going to draw a point. Okay, this is going to be my image of C, so I just label it as C prime. Okay. Then again, I'm going to put my pointy end at C, and I adjust my compass to the length of D. Okay. And then leaving my compass the same, I'm now going to move to my C prime, and I'm going to draw my arc. Right? Then all I have to do is connect it. Okay. And there you go. There's my D prime. And then I've copied the segment. Copying the segment is the first step of doing constructions. All of your constructions afterwards are kind of be based off of this. Okay, so that's it for today. Have a great rest of the day. Bye, guys.